Yeah, right, exactly. So there were the Greek, the cavalry, the infantry, and the what's it called, the navy. Yeah, and we had pretty similar texts for all the three scripts, with quite parallel texts, and we had this interesting words in the hieroglyphic, right, which was this keben or kebenet, bibless ships. We had semsem for the cavalry, and then I figured out that I don't know if we figured this out last time, that this is a verb, ma'e, that means to lead. I don't know if whether we struggle with that or if we sort of let it go.
We struggled with this, but I don't recall that we came to a conclusion. At least.
Um, yeah, the solution that
Oh
Doma
wow.
has, I can't find it now anyway. I can't find it, but he gave the solution at some point, and he at least he interpreted it as the verb to guide or to lead. So that it is true that it is written with the walking legs determinative on quite a few occasions, and that would be a verb that means that to cause the leading of the infantry, cavalry, and navy. Yeah, so it's an infinitive verb in that interpretation. Yeah, I think that's otherwise I think it was okay. I couldn't recall. What was this ir, if anybody remembers what this is?
It could just be an ar. Ar hui herkemet, to strike upon
That's
Egypt.
what exactly I remember now.
Although that is a bit, in full transparency, a bit unusual, right? I mean, it's classical, it would be R. Normally they replace R with EU here. Replacing it by Ir is the first time we see in this text, I think, from memory.
Yeah, I agree. So it's potentially what you say is that it's hui, question mark, r, question mark, er hui. Is it hui? Is it H1 or is it H2?
Emphatic H dot.
H dot. Okay, thank you. So that's sort of the thing, and then and we had this demi that was written a bit strangely, and then I thought maybe it sort of picks up the me in mitet, because that's normally the regular writing of demi would have this sign somewhere between these two. So maybe this is some clever way to sort of organize it symmetrically around that sign in a way. Yeah, if we want to. Okay, let's move on. So we are moving towards this encampment or fortress. What's it called? Siege, as you wrote about earlier. So let's go. Does anyone want to start?
I can give it a try.
Yes, thank you.
So is this one line just these is two? Am I just reading the first line or also the second? Or I guess
yeah. So you can do it all if you want. You can just start with the first and see how that goes.
Okay. Yeah. So the first one, maybe it's I think it's one of the bilateral ones, maybe iri.
Yeah, right. It's iri, and it's so iri. We usually have it as I think something like this, yeah. And so the idea here is that I'm not sure that I see it so well. Is that it's this sort of fancy iri, right? It has a bit of a longer tail, so that because we need to have a subject. So this is EDF. That's sort of the idea, that this sort of extra length We should have before, to be honest, in EU, for example, if EU gets, if this, well, this is EREM, but let's say that this was EU, then if the tail gets a bit longer, then it's EUF, for example. Yeah.
Okay. Is that next one a first H?
Yeah, first stage.
Maybe a W?
Yeah, in this case, it's like having two lines. I don't remember what the last thing is, but this is something. I think the idea is that we have two lines here like this. So that's sort of the equivalent of the E, what I usually transcribe like this.
Okay.
But we can check it afterwards.
Next one, I'm not sure if the next one is it one of the forms of D, like give?
It's a while since we saw it, but this very characteristic glyph is the
Oh no,
is
no,
the
I know.
lizard.
Yeah, I know what that one is. Sorry, I meant the U-shaped one right after the.
Sorry. It's part of the so I don't remember exactly what the determinative over here is, but I think this, when I'm these two strokes in a way, is this, and it merges into something which which is the ending of ha. This is the determinative.
I see. So the word is just ha or ha.
Yeah, just ha or ha.
Okay, I see. All right, so ashai.
Sure.
And then N. Is the horizontal line right under the ashai? Is that part of the ashai?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of yeah, it should be written like this. Yeah, they go together.
Okay, so ashai N. Then maybe the top one is a definite article. I really don't know.
Yeah, it could have been, but this is kind of significant. I think it can also be written, yeah, like just with sort of a stroke that is a bit longer in a way.
You can look at the hieroglyphic part to cheat.
Yeah, let's look at that.
Didn't do that yet.
That's nice. Nice.
Just saying.
Yeah. Well, which one is it though? Which one of the hieroglyphic signs? We can. Or it's written like this or something. I can't quite remember.
Or you could try the next word after. That also gives you a hint.
The first one or two looks like the house in the pair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you have pair, exactly.
Is it just pair, like literally the word for house, or is it just like a component in a larger word?
Yeah, it's another word that's basically pair. I think it's peret.
Like it's like the verb peri, like the emerging or emergence.
I guess it's related to it, yeah. But if you make it as a noun, as a nominal of that verb to emerge, it can mean
so like the season.
Yeah, like the season, or I think like grain, with what emerges from the earth, so cereals or grain or stuff like that.
I see. I don't know if that helps me with the word before, those two signs between the peret and the n.
Should I say it?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to figure it out.
It's the one that is the equivalent of this one in the hieroglyphs.
Hedge noob.
Yeah, hedge. So we've it has this this writing there.
And is that another iri?
So in this case, these go together all of them.
Is it Jed, like to say?
Not quite. It's in Johnson. It's usually written as a glyph like this, it's a uniliteral.
I don't remember.
Ooh. It can be either like this or it can be like this. I don't remember if it has any other writings.
So this is just another form of the uniliteral W?
Yeah. This entire sign, this sign is W.
Oh, so presumably it's just like literally the quail chick, like with the wing?
Yeah. And I never think of sort of what is the evolution of the grapheme, but yeah, probably.
And the next two, I don't know.
We had it last time, this specific word, but we haven't really seen this double sign for ba, for B or ba. So if I write it out, you know Coptic well enough maybe to figure this one out. It's a preposition.
Like between, against?
Yeah, exactly. Ube.
Oh, so that whole thing is waba. So like the WB and then I guess that would be maybe a determinative is the last sign.
I think so too, that this is the A2 determinative.
I see. Okay. The top one maybe in N?
N?
And then the one on the bottom right, definite article, maybe?
Or a uniliteral.
Uniliteral, maybe an aleph?
Aleph.
And then the the third one, is that a Y?
That's a Y. And if you put them together.
Nye, like those?
Yeah, exactly. This? Those or these, yeah.
And then did you want me to finish the second line and then like read the whole thing together?
You can continue afterwards. Let's try to translate what we have here. If are there any words, maybe they had, do we know what that is?
I would guess like something like find or fall or something, but I don't know which H that's with, and this is the first H, and I don't know many words with the first H, so I don't know.
Yeah. What did you suggest? I couldn't catch that.
Fall.
Fault, like error,
no,
mistake.
Like FALL, like the verb, like to fall.
To fall. Yeah. Okay, I see. Like in Coptic, exactly. Yeah. Expense is this one, and it doesn't show any lemmas in either other. Yeah. Right. Maybe we should sort of verify that. Sometimes the DPDP doesn't have stuff that actually exists. I mean, I'm not sure that it will give me anything for hair anyway. But
if you click demotic.
If I click demotic.
Yeah.
Okay. Magical name.
Freight
a lot
charge.
of magical names.
Freight charge. Interesting. Hemet. That's sort of
okay. Yeah, that should be it. Exactly. Okay. If we then find
there you go. Forced labor work. So maybe that's our. Does that have any connections related to high? Oh, how? Corvée duty. Assuming that etymology is correct, then at least it seems somewhat plausible. How, in the sense of forced labor, possibly.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know.
No, but it could be. Yeah, so something of that nature. Either some forced labor might work. Let's see. Let's try and go through it, Randy. If you can translate what you have here.
Okay, so assuming this is a verb, then I don't know how to do really forced labor as like some sort of equivalent as a verb, but like he forcing, this doesn't sound good at all, but like he forcing labor, many of silver or money and seed against these.
Yeah.
And I just used expense for he instead of labor.
So as far as like so is the he, would this still be a noun, like whatever it means, and then it just literally means,
I
like,
think you can take it as a noun, so the verb really is in the ed, and then as Aurelius said, that you can try expense, for example, and that fits with the Greek and what we will see afterwards.
So something very roughly like he did or he made expenses, many of money and grain against these.
Yeah. I think so. And then these, I suppose, are the invaders of Egypt. What we had in the Greek as the ones that attacked Egypt. So that he raised, or he committed many expenses to sort of and grain to, I guess, to resist the invasion. I don't know.
May I chime in? So he made many expenditures would be a way how to imitate it in English. And I see iri in this case like suru in Japanese, like just use it to, to make expenses. In other words, to expend.
And for the iri, is it obvious like what form of stagimef? Is it a past tense? Is it a circumstantial? What is it exactly?
It's typically a past tense. This is the regular stagimef in demotic is usually past tense. It can be what's it called, conjunctive, so some kind of futuric value as well. For some few verbs, it tends to have a present meaning. But otherwise, if you want a present or any other tense or a future, you would have sort of compound or periphrastic verbal forms to do it in a regular sense. So usually, and so far in the Rosetta Stone, every time we've had a stagimef, we've translated it past tense.
I see. Okay.
I think.
And then real quick for the ashai, is the ashai modifying the hedge and peret, or is ashai part of the he? Like, is it many expenditures, or is it many money and grain? Or I guess it would go with money and grain because there's an n. So just answered my own question.
Couldn't it be, if I'm thinking sort of classical Egyptian, if the adjective comes after the noun, then that it's great expenses of, and then you have the indirect genitive that comes, but these two sort of go together. That's what I was thinking, but
Same.
I don't know.
I would say it comes with a hey, if I may chime in again. Pretty sure. Adjectives are rare now, but would still come after the noun they refer to. I mean, I see where you're going, Randy. Namely, like Coptic, right? Like many of silver and grain, sort of like nominalizing it.
Yeah.
I think you can still put the adjective behind it, so I see no reason not to interpret it as just an attribute to he.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, in Coptic, it really only survives in like Shem, like a little boy or a little like a
Right.
young boy or a young girl or something. And
Share
then
the shame, yeah.
everything else you specifically need an N. So I was wondering, like, if this is supposed to, if the Ashai is supposed to go with hey, like, should there be an N and it's just missing, or does it doesn't need an N at all?
I don't think it needs it. I don't think we are at this point. I have to go back to it. I can go back to it after, or somebody else can chime in or check up. But I think this is a standard demotic way of doing it.
Okay.
I think so. There was also something. Yeah, no, I'm not going to say anything more. I can try to check it properly.
All right. I guess I'll start with the second line then.
Yeah, sure.
That very first one, is that an R?
R, exactly.
And then this second one, is that a D, like a give?
Yeah. The infinitable form.
And the next one, is that another iri, do?
No, because it's not quite. It doesn't have the angle.
Heper?
Heper, exactly.
That very next one, is that a uniliteral S? Like, is it an object?
It could have been. It can. Yeah. Let's skip it.
And this next one, is it a plural sign, or maybe a W?
It goes with this word.
Let's see what.
Which always trips you up. You've had this before, but now it's been a long time. But I think every time you meet this precise word, I give you the Coptic, and then you're like, aha, that's what it is.
Erpe, like temple?
Yeah, okay, there you go. You didn't, you got it. Irpi, we have it in the plural as well.
And,
makes sense, right? From the spelling, yeah.
Yep. Then Iram?
Yeah.
Definite article, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which one. Maybe plural?
What about this sign now?
Let's see. He made, or to make temples with maybe a plural article, so not.
No.
Oh, something in the chat about adjectives. Thanks, Aurelio.
That's great.
I broke it.
Okay. As a modifier, nominalist, and a predicate.
Oh, wow. A shy is one of them. Oh.
Okay.
So here the left and right is going to mess you up. At least it does mess up my brain, because the demotic, of course, is right to left, and it's transcribed the other way around. But yeah, it starts with Ramesh and then Ashai. Here the same. Mit Nafret Ashai, numerous good things. So the Ashai comes after. And that's also true for all the other adjectives that are still around, of which there aren't many. It already gets very rarefied there in the late Egyptian. And that hasn't changed. You can still use A, you can still use bin, you can still use nefr or nafr.
This next one, is that remech?
Remech.
Remet Remechu or just singular?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess technically it's Remech U, but I don't know why I almost feel like it's a collective in a way, but it is true that you could have par Remech, so I will do it. Remech, Remech U.
Is that Neti or Enti? Like a relative?
Yeah, I'm not. I can't remember. So Enti, let's go for that.
Next one, I'm probably gonna. I've seen this so many times. My first guess is a uniliteral G, but I don't think that's it.
It's this sign.
Chem.
Yeah. So chem.
And I'm not sure about the next few. If the word is just Egypt, then I would guess like like the vowel, like the E, and then a T.
Yeah, I think you have that. I think you have that here. So chem. So what is this one?
Oh, is that an M?
Yeah, maybe. I could be wrong, but that's how I sort of saw it now. And then you would have these two strokes for the and then this would have to be a determinative. But I kind of want these two to be the determinative, so I'm not sure anymore. Because I guess what would be the determinative for Keme would be.
It would just be the town one, right? The circle with the cross in it.
So maybe that's this one, and then we do have these two for the and the so that could work. Keme.
Is that vertical line of W?
You mean this one?
Yeah.
No, but this one is.
Oh. Is that just like the prefix, the U, like the circumstantial thing?
So you get EU.
U. I see. And then is that uniliteral S?
S.
Let's see, maybe STR. Let's see, S.
If you look at these two as connected, if you imagine that they are sort of, that they should be technically written like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, G?
G, yeah. So it's interpreted as a G.
Let's see. Then the next two, I don't know if those are determinatives or maybe it's an object like an S.
Yeah, this is the determinative for all of this word. So you're sort of missing one uniliteral for the word itself.
Is it S?
It's not S. So it could be. I guess it could be Aleph, right? We had this. When did we have that? Like up here. And then it could be. It could also be emphatic H. There are several ways of writing that. There is a Coptic word for this, which I wrote down.
Yeah, I can think of at least one. I can't think of one where. I mean, is there a word even in hieroglyphic Egyptian where it's SGR Aleph?
No, there's not. I don't think there is. So it has to be the other one. There is nothing. Am I doing something wrong here? Seger. Yeah, segerech, to be at peace.
Is that one like the one that means like tranquil or quiet to pacified?
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Yeah, sekirachet. Exactly. Yeah, that's probably what the descendant is. It doesn't have it in the DPDP. I think it was the Doma this edition here that I saw it in. But yeah, so let's go back. So you have segere. So this is then emphatic H becomes segere, and you have Coptic. I have to see what you wrote again because that was sek rachet. Okay.
I don't know what it's actually like as far as the T. I don't know if it's like maybe like a stative form that just became like an infinitive. I'm not really sure.
Yeah,
there's no T in the demotic, is there?
No. But I was gonna say, does this include the word for foot? But that can't be because that would be rat. That would just be rat,
Yeah.
right?
The T could be a qualitative. Sometimes, depending on the dialect in Coptic, sometimes one dialect has a final T in there for the qualitative, and another one doesn't. So Sadic has it and Bohairic doesn't have it, or the other way around. So it would be interesting to see what the different forms in Coptic are. If some have the T and some don't, that would tell you where it's coming from in all likelihood.
Yeah, I don't know it offhand though.
I didn't know that lived on at all, which is kind of cool. Let's see what the different forms are. Shikracht, there it is. And if you zoom to the beginning, Shikracht. There's Achmimic has just Shikrech without a T. That goes in the direction I'm thinking into that. That could just be dialectal. Not sure.
Mimic and Bohairic.
Oh, and Bohairic. There you go. And Sahidic has the T. Doesn't prove anything, but it could be that qualitative, not infinitive distinction.
Yeah.
Seen that a few times.
All right, so I'll give this another try as far as a translation. So he made many expenditures of money and grain against those to make appear or maybe to produce the temples and the people who are Egypt. Doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, so it's probably, as we've seen, right, sometimes the ends or these sort of small things sort of tend to be skipped. So I think we can add this.
The temples and the people who are of Egypt.
Or in Egypt, yeah.
In Egypt, who are tranquil, who are at peace. I'm not really sure.
So that is interesting. The construction is RD to cause that that be, namely the temples and the people in Egypt. EU Segerech, being at peace. I've seen that a few times, that Demotic uses the EU, and I haven't gotten to the point in the grammar yet where it explains why it does that instead of just using the straight verb there. But basically, I think that's a thing. So that whole thing is basically to make the country be at peace. But the way it's expressed, erdir, geper, subject, resumptive pronoun on an EU and the verb. I think that is a thing, and I'm hoping it's in that new grammar that we've just gotten. Haven't gotten that far yet, though.
Me neither. Yeah, but it I guess it makes sense. It all makes sense, but it's an interesting way to phrase it, that's for sure. Okay. So unless there's any lingering issues, we can move on. So the hieroglyphic line is, as usual, a bit sort of condensed. Anyone wants to have a go?
You can do it.
Okay.
So DNF,
T and
hedge. And then I'm not sure if it's wa or sec in this case.
swah.
It's wa, okay.
There's this word wahit, which means grain, cereals.
Makes sense. Weru,
Yeah, exactly.
arsen. I don't know how to say the second sign here.
G, G.
Oh, that's a G? Oh, okay.
It's just missing the central part. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Seger. I don't know.
So there's probably a honorific transposition in this case. So this all goes together. So this is a god, and then this illustrates banks, or like river banks, and the word is idebu. I can check it afterwards. Idebu, and then you would have do you know which god this would be?
Horus, maybe?
Yeah. So idebu her.
Okay.
Let's check ideb. Eb. Right, riverbank. So I'll take this one, I guess. Oh, wait, there was something. Oh no, this is a mineral. Okay, no, so I guess yeah, here, ufer. I guess it has to be this one. Idebu heru. Yeah, so it's a word for Egypt. It's
Oh.
the banks of Horus. The banks of Horus, that would be Egypt. Yeah.
Of course.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. I thought we'd run through all of the possible names for Egypt in this text. There's another one.
Yeah, no. So there you go.
Wow.
Idebu her.
Okay. Her.
Yeah, right. And so it's her, but it can also be this an alternative writing for the conjunction.
Oh, Hana?
Henna. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we've had it a couple of times, but it's been a while.
Okay. Tameret.
Yeah. Yeah, merit, I guess. Or just, that's a bit strange, maybe that the T is there, but yeah.
Okay, so this is pretty much the same as above. He gave silver and grain, great amounts of silver and grain. For them, to them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why it's an R. Toward them.
Against them.
against them, of course. Seger, to pacify. Egypt and Egypt.
Yeah, right. Egypt and Egypt. So in the demotic, it's the temples and the people of Egypt. So maybe the banks of Horus is an expression, but it did say Egypt in what I just saw here. But yeah, I don't know. And yeah, Arsen like against, exactly, because the idea I think is that the money is raised as defense against the enemies. I But Seger, then shouldn't it still be Segere?
I think it
Why
should be
does it not?
Segerech. Otherwise, you're saying you're silencing them.
Yeah.
I think that key
So
is maybe in the little arm at the end after this one. Yeah, there should be a dotted H in there, but there isn't. Um, hmm. Segerech.
Thought that was just a determinative. So,
Yeah, you're right. How does that work? Not sure. I just know
how
that
do I not
Segerech
find this?
normally has that little arm in there when it. But you're right, it would always be spelled with an H anyways. Go figure.
At least the spellings here in the TLA that are extant that are in the corpus all have this H. Yeah.
Hmm. Fun.
So just deal with it, I guess. Yeah. And we have and I guess this is okay as a determinative as well. Yeah.
Just for the fun of it, I'll put this in the chat. What's actually on the Steeler?
So Hedge and Wahid were Sen. And this is Sega with the shoe feather, or no, sorry, this is the ox tongue or something.
No, it does look like a diagonal shoe feather, and I have no idea what that would be.
huh.
So I wouldn't lose too much sleep about over it, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
There's some weirdness going on. Also note that the spelling of the next word is kind of different from what we're looking at. Right?
Oh, you mean yeah? Because this is maybe guess what's the word for temple actually?
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah.
Then the Egypt and Egypt part would make more sense if that's actually the guess Peru or however you pronounce that.
Yeah, guess Peru. Yeah.
Guess Peru, yeah. Then again, this is another artist's impression, right? So is that a reconstruction? Is that really on the Stela? We still need a high resolution photograph there. Is there comment? Good point. L. What does L say? Okay, he's just saying, is there an R or an U missing? Or left?
That is for Segere. There's the question of whether before Segere we should
Yes.
have
Oh, yeah. There would have to be.
an R.
There'd have to be one.
But
Oh,
it doesn't. So yeah.
so the lying feather, according to Port, can be Arek, Wash, Mer, Nes, Net, Ach, Chetem, Dep, Dekor. Yeah, that's it. And then some word meanings. So can be a lot of things. None of which fits though. None of them would give you Verech, Rech, or whatever. I don't know.
Where am I? Oh yeah, here. So, but at least Set at least doesn't seem to have any issues with the glyphs as they stand. Yeah. Yeah, Spiegelberg, I think he just prints exactly what Seta has.
Yes, yeah, he's just copying.
So yeah. Anyway, it more or less makes sense. Okay, how about the Greek now? Anyone?
I can read it, but I don't know a lot of the words. So,
Okay.
in other words, I'll need your help.
Yeah, no, sure. Let's
Okay.
try and read it.
So, Hupomelenas,
Oh. Yes.
Dapanas, Arguricas, Tekai, Siticas, Siticas, Megalas. So that's our great expenditures in grain and silver. Hopos, Hopos, Hoposta. Now I'm confused because I see a hiera. Hiera. A lot of H's missing. Or is it
Yeah, but it's
could be
not.
a t,
Yeah,
a theta without the middle stroke. Tiera, I guess with the apostrophe in between. Yeah. Kai, Tienaute Pantas. Tienaute Pantas. I mean, Pantas is definitely the next word. I can't make out what's in between. Okay.
so it's not a theta in this case.
Oh, um, High Oh, high in outers. Oh, hoi in outers. Hoi in outers. Okay.
Hoi. Oh,
In
sorry
out,
about that.
not outers. Sorry, I'm making stuff up. Hoi in oute. Okay. Hoi in oute. Okay, pandas we have. Uh, Enas pal. Wow, hang on. Yeah, thank you. I'm assuming that is an alpha again. So us, but the word doesn't tell me anything. Us palei palei Aspalei. Okay, very nice. Osin. Okay, all right. So that they are supposed to be something. I recognize the last one. Aspalei Osin, that they may be something something. Okay, so words I don't know. Hupomenas. No, I just need that.
Uh,
Hupomenas? Nas?
the verb is hypomeno, like
Okay.
this, which means to stay under, literally, understay.
To understay, okay, as long as you don't
Yeah,
overstay.
but it,
Yeah, well,
and
To
I think it
understay,
means some.
maybe like endure also.
Yeah, I think something.
okay. And Hypomenas, what is that conjugation wise? If the verb
It's
is
an
meno,
yeah. It's an aorist participle,
Okay,
nominative, singular, masculine.
got it. Okay. Okay. All right, great. So the dapanas argurikaste kai sitikas megalas are the great expenditures in silver and grain. We had that vocabulary before, I think.
Hmm.
Hopos, hopos osin, so that they may be. Now who? Trachiera, the temples, I guess. Kai hoi in aute, and those in aute, I don't know. Otherwise something, I guess. Not sure. Pantas in aspileiai. In aspileiai must be the in peace, but I don't know the word.
Yeah.
Aspalei. Some kind of dative. Is the
Hmm.
like like a negation, like a the a privativum, or what is that?
I'm trying to think. I don't think so, but
Okay.
it's not. It would mean that sfallo would mean something, which
Hmm.
sfallo might mean to stumble or to err or to fall or something
Okay.
like that. Actually, we can check it.
Okay.
Um, actually, let's do that then. I never thought about that being a.
Yeah, just making it up.
Yeah, no, but it's really nice to.
To fall
Sfallo
down.
means to make, to fall, to throw down, overthrow. I can just do the asphaleia, I guess. Asphaleia. Security against stumbling. Yeah, so it is. It has to be.
Whoa. All right.
Yeah, cool. And in this case, something like security, assurance.
Okay. So that they may be in security. And then what is the pantas is weird. Shouldn't that be pantes?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's the scribal error here.
Okay.
And maybe we can just write it pantas and then do like this. But I agree with you.
Okay. All right. Correcting Greek grammar for 2000 years. What else do we have? Aute. What do we make out of that?
Isn't that just it's just the feminine like in modern Greek? I think it would just mean she or like the feminine this. So presumably it's just referring to the temple. Or no, the temples are plural. So
Yeah, right.
I
Though
don't know.
hoi en aute, those in aute. Maybe it refers back to Egypt. That would make some sense. All those who are in Egypt, but then we would have had, we would have needed. Well, there's an Egypt, but wait, ten Aegypton. Wait. Now I'm confused. Epiten Aegypton. So Egypt is treated as a feminine. Is that correct?
Mm, mm,
Okay, so then it would make some sense. So maybe it really refers to Wendy's point. It refers back to an earlier noun, just not temples, but Egypt.
mm.
That would make some sense.
Which is exactly what the Demotic has, right?
Mhm.
The people in Egypt that are in Egypt.
Right. I think we have it.
Mm,
So undertaking great expenditures in silver and grain, so that the temples and those who are in the same, namely Egypt, all uh, be in peace, or not peace, but in security.
mm. Yeah, I think that's exactly it. I want to say that an aute doesn't mean same in this case, but it means, as Randy said, it just means in it, like a third
Right.
person singular demonstrative pronoun. Uh,
Makes
it
sense.
it means same when you have it between an article and its noun. So
Mm.
ho autos anthropos, the very same man, or something like this.
Cool.
Uh, I need to, and I'll have to double check that because there's a sort of grammatical distinction there. Yeah.
Very cool.
Maybe the time is starting to. Yeah, okay, so we're very close to 1 hour past now. Okay, I think today was quite, for the most part, quite okay, actually. I don't know what you think.
Reasonably clear, right? I mean,
Yeah, right.
by broken Steeler
Was
standards.
Yeah, and for next time we will, for a few sessions now, there will be not so many hieroglyphs actually, I think. So from this part, hieroglyphs missing, and then we can quickly see what Rosetta has. Yeah, so there are quite a few lines here where the Nobiris stele, it doesn't have anything, and then it sort of picks up again. And here the Greek is missing actually. Okay, so at least we have a few lines here next time that will be missing. But yeah, that's how it is. Okay, so let me stop sharing. Okay, thanks all. Let's see each other again next week.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.